Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome to our 30,000 subscriber Q&A slash special video. Today we're going to be doing, obviously we're going to start off with the Q&A, and I've got something towards the second half of this video that I've wanted to do for a while, and I think now is a very good time to do it. So let's start off by saying thank you very much for 30,000 subscribers. We are almost at 31 by the time this upload goes live, because I wanted to get enough questions for you, well, enough of you to give questions. If people had fan art, they were more than welcome to send that as well. And I'm going to compile everything I have into this one video. So first off, thank you very much. I do very much appreciate it. Onwards and upwards. We will continue to strive onwards. And yeah, let's jump into the Q&A, and then we'll get to the special part. So first on the list, we have a question from Rage Gamer, who's been in my Discord for quite some time. So his question was, what made you start YouTube in the first place, basically, and what do I love doing? I started actually 5 years ago this month. Is my 5th year anniversary here on YouTube. And what made me start was, at the time, Pixelmon was a very big thing. A lot of the long-time fans on this channel will know, back in the day, I was heavily based on Pixelmon in particular, and the Pokemon in general. If you look back at the older series on the channel, that is primarily what my channel was based on. And there's a lot of content. If you want to go back and check that out, you're more than welcome to. Mini games, we did every single Pokeballers series between me and a couple of people, and for me it was, I came across a lot of people at that time. Majority of the people were people from the pack, so there was like Lachlan when he was Crap Out of Duty. There was XRPMX13. They all did a server. Little Lizard, Tiny Turtle, they all did a server of Pixelmon, and that really started for me where YouTube is, well, where it got me to today. There was a server at the time. They'd done a Pixelmon Island. I thought, hey, Pixelmon Island's really, really cool. And then from that, I did episodes where we did tournaments and stuff like that. And then from there, I went on to do some more solo series stuff. So, I think there was a couple survival series. We did obviously the Pokeball server series. There was all that good stuff that, at the beginning, it really does take you back to your roots. Putting together today's video really opened my eyes up to what it was like when you first start YouTube. And I get a lot of questions from you guys. Any tips for starting out, and all of that good stuff. It's just do what you enjoy. That's my number one tip. Just do what you enjoy, and someday it will get you to somewhere that you want to be, essentially. And also, what do I love? Do I love doing YouTube? I do. It keeps me active. It keeps me creative. I've always been a creative individual growing up. I did art all through school. I then did media when I went to university. Didn't finish it, but I did do media and stuff. So it's all that creative background. It keeps my creative cogs turning. And yes, I do love doing YouTube, even though there are things now and again that will come around and it's like slaps you around the face. It's like, no. But hey, YouTube is YouTube, and I do enjoy doing it. Are you planning to do name a server for us to play on? I've not got any series planned or servers planned at the moment. Doesn't mean it's out of the question, but maybe sometime in the future there may be something of the sort. Maybe. We have done things in the past, like the Pixelmon Survival, stuff like that. We have had series like that in the past, so maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Next question we have here is from Pugs. Favorite and least favorite anime. Now, this is an interesting one, because I have around like 5 favorite. It's not necessarily your favorite if there's more than one, but there's like top 5 animes for me, and I always have a difficult time picking which one is the best. But if I had to name one as my favorite, definitely would pick Tokyo Ghoul. I did do a whole series on the channel, which I thoroughly enjoyed doing. And yes, I would definitely say it's my favorite anime, without a shadow of a doubt. My least favorite anime? That's a good question. Because a lot of the animes I watch, I really do enjoy. Okay, so I think my least favorite anime would probably have to be, not because of the anime itself and its content, purely because of the way it ended. I'd have to say Death Note, unfortunately. It's still, I did it, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, and there will be people that enjoy it, but for me, the ending just was, it kind of didn't make the anime feel like it should have. I don't know, I'm not going to say too much, but Death Note is probably my least favorite because of the way it ended. Didn't feel finished to me. Next question that we have is, let's have a C. Do I like seafood? No, not a fan of any seafood, particularly. Eat fish every now and again, but not a fan. Next question we have from Hound. What type of RPs do I enjoy watching if I do watch other RPs? Is there a specific genre art I prefer? I have watched RPs in the past. I do use other people's RPs as a huge inspiration, and it does give a bit of a drive to the series that I create. So I basically watch other people's series as a research method, and it really does, it helps actually. What type of RPs do I enjoy watching? I watch a variety. I don't particularly have a specific genre I prefer. I like to spot pick from different areas and see what works, see what doesn't. You pick up cinematography skills, how you take different shots, that kind of thing, just by watching somebody else's work. And it's very, very interesting to see how talented some people really are. There's a few people who I've seen, and they're really, really, really good with their... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? They're just really good at portraying a certain theme in a series, and I really like that. I really, really like how some people do that. I haven't watched any other RPs as of recent, and I don't really watch... If I know the person in person, I don't tend to watch their material, because it just does... It's that whole, I know who that is kind of dealio. I don't know. I haven't really watched any recently, but yeah, I really spot pick, and I use them as research material to improve my own work in a sense. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, because I don't feel like it does. But yeah, next question we have here is from Saver Tooth, and he's asking about the blue flames. Can you tell us why you have blue flames? It's talking about Holbrook High. Is it because you were born different, or am I special? And am I chosen? Yada yada yada. Now I'm not going to tell you as to why my flames are blue. It is a key element to the storyline, so therefore I will not be revealing that today. Just know it's a special... There's a reason to it. It's not just blue. I did try and emphasize the fact that they are blue, with some of the comments like Dylan was saying, why flames are normally orange, not blue, and stuff like that. There's a couple people in that series who question why they're blue, even though we don't yet know the answers. But maybe the principal will, who knows. But hopefully that, you know, I apologize, I can't specifically answer that question, but just know in a good time it will happen. Next question here is also directed towards the Holbrook High series. Will there be any gay or yaoi ships with the mains? Again, like the last question, I'm not going to reveal anything about that. Anything storyline based, I'm not going to relate at all. If I'm being completely honest, I haven't got any inset at the current moment. But that doesn't mean nothing. I don't know. Next question we have here is from Zoo. How did I meet the Elite Four members? And obviously the Elite Four members in my Discord, as he's talking about, is Toby, Cody, David, and obviously Alex being Proxons. Now, I actually met Toby through David, and I just worked my way down this little list. Met Toby through David. He was talking, I think it was during... I think it's a couple of years ago now. It's probably about 2, maybe 3 years ago now. And we met through David's Discord, his private Discord, which nobody has access to. And he invited him, and we played a couple games of League. I think I remember the discussion going something along the lines, he's got lots and lots of skins on League of Legends. That was, I think, the whole thing. Because I did go kind of ham with skins over in that game, unfortunately, not going to lie. But yes, met him through David and still know each other now. We still do a couple games here and there. Moving down the list, we've got Cody, Cubawack, of course. No Cody for maybe 5, coming down to 5 years now. It's just after I started YouTube, probably about 12 months after, probably. So it's about 4 years now that I've known Cody. We started out in a Minecraft SMP called MCLP, which was run by a few people at the time. We ended up not talking too much in that particular series, in fact. It wasn't until not long after, and we just... I don't particularly know how me and Cody got to be friends as such. We met through that series. We didn't particularly do too much. It wasn't until probably a couple months after that series we started talking a bit more, and we did a couple series. But yeah, that was a really, really interesting one. David, we met a long time back. The second half of the video might actually be able to show us a time frame for that. But we met during Pixelmon Mystery Dungeon. For those that remember that series, we did a Pixelmon Mystery Dungeon series, and we met when David was doing a solo series on there, and he did used to draw. I know he still does his own bits of drawing and stuff now, but he did used to draw like Pokemon and other stuff. So we had some really interesting thumbnails, which did draw our attention. And since then, we invited him to a series, which was Pixelmon Elements, for those people that remember that. And since then, we've known David. So that's how we met David. Turns out he only lives 20 minutes, half an hour away from me. So that's kind of cool as well. And then we've got Proxons. Proxons I think I met Alex. I think it was just before. we met David. Because I knew Alex back in the Pokemon days when we did... I think we were scheduled to do a tag lock together. And we were in a group then. Alex had some mishaps then for a couple months, where we had other people doing some stuff for his channel while he was away. And then when he came back, that's when we started talking again. Yeah, I think it was a good few years ago now. Again, I think I might have the time frame on that somewhere in the second half of this video. But yeah, that's how I met those guys. Next question is from Kaylee. Do I like tea? No, I'm a fake Brit. I don't like tea. Fake Brit, confirmed. Next up over here, we've got Kickboxer Ferris. And then it says, who inspired you the most? I would have to say, I don't really look to anybody in particular for inspiration. I think the people that inspire me the most would have to be the people around me, the people I surround myself with. They're the people that inspire most. other creators on the platform. I'd say they definitely are a big inspiration. But I don't necessarily have an individual that I look to for inspiration. Even you guys are an inspiration to me. You guys, you give me the motivation, your nice comments. You watch me of many other thousands of creators on the platform. There's a collection of different people who inspire me, and I'm very, very thankful for it. Especially you guys who come out and watch the videos. It's a great inspiration to me to create the content that I do, and I thank you for it. Actually, I have another question here from Rager. So there were a couple of people that did throw in some different questions. So I think I did grab a couple, those that were a bit different. So another question from Rager here. What do you have planned for your channel? Like goals in like sub goal, upload goal, things like that. What do I have planned for the channel? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that is a very, very good question indeed. I don't particularly have much planned. I've got a couple series that I know I want to do. Just requires a lot of help, which we are starting to build up a little help towards doing. In terms of goals, my ultimate goal, I never thought, to be fair, I never thought I would get 10,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, that kind of thing. Now, my ultimate goal for the moment, obviously goals always change. Once you reach a goal, you set yourself another goal. My goal at the moment is obviously 100,000 subscribers. That would be my next ultimate goal. If I wanted a stepping stone goal, I would stay probably 50,000. I think I set myself 60 for the end of the year, something like that. Whether we get there or not, I don't know, but it's something for me to push towards. So, in terms of goals, I'm trying to push myself. In fact, I've got a goals notes tab that I set up on my phone, which you can't really see it very much, but this is something I put on Twitter and I'll go through. So my goals for 2019 for the channels and the YouTubes and the Twitches and all of that good stuff. Content-wise for me is to hit 60k on this channel, which is something I'd like to do. At the moment, it's proving a little bit difficult, but hopefully we can change that. And I'd like my second channel to obviously go on and probably double again. I'm trying to double my subscriber count. That's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my content out to you guys and it to get shared around as much as possible, like anybody else. I'd like to be consistent. That's another goal. Consistent, which we're having a problem with Holbrook at the moment. There's a build in particular that we've had to do last minute, and that is particularly why there's no series, just so people are, you know, that's why it's not been an episode yet, but just know it's coming very soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, I'd like to be consistent with the series that I put out. That's why a lot of people have been, well, and as I say, there's a small minority asking for Tokyo Ghoul Season 2. I want, if Season 2 of Tokyo Ghoul comes out, I want it to be consistent once a week, guaranteed. I don't want there to be, like, spanned over 2 years like the last series. I want it to be over the period of 10 weeks. I want an episode a week, every week. So the content for that is being made in the background. So I've got scripts built up. I've got other servers and stuff ready for that series. That series just needs filming in a sense, and some of the scripts finishing. That series is already underway in a sense. It just will not come out until it's ready. I want it to be consistent. So consistent with uploads, definitely it's something I wanted to do. Some of the other goals on this list are just my other socials, so they're not particularly aimed towards the channel. But yeah, I just want to brand more. That's one of the big ones. I'm so glad that you asked this question because it's bringing so many ideas out to my head. Plan for my channel, branding. I want to get myself maybe some merch, get some more collaborations and stuff done. Definitely want to get some merch. I haven't done any merch yet. I know a couple of my other friends have done that already. I don't know how well sales and stuff will go for that kind of thing, but we'll have a look at some merch as well. Try and get me a design drawn up and see what you guys, if you've got any suggestion for merch, you're more than welcome to leave that in the description below. Comment section, not description. And I will take some feedback from that, because it's obviously going to be you guys that buy the merch, so I want the best quality for you guys. I think I've said enough on that question. Let's jump into the next one. What is the best and worst part about YouTube? I get this question quite a lot, actually, purely because a lot of people ask this question generally are trying to do bits of YouTube themselves. Definitely the best thing about YouTube is the rewarding side of it, you know, talking to you guys, creating content and doing what you love is just always a given. And, you know, going to events, meeting up with you guys, that's definitely a most rewarding. Going to events, being able to put on some shows. We did that at Nethermind last year. Myself and Richie were down, so we did an entire with, I think, yeah, we did myself, Richie, and Security UK, if some of you guys know her. We both all did a roleplay. We did a roleplay show, and we spoke about a lot of the different aspects, because we're, you know, roleplay in a sense, it's not as big as it used to be, so there will be a lot of new faces to YouTube now that don't know what it is. So that's something that we did, and it was definitely rewarding, confidence boosting, it's all of that good stuff. So definitely the best parts about being YouTube. Worst, your lack of sleep, because you do sacrifice a lot of sleep to produce the content that you do, to work with time zones. Time zones will just suck. Times out, can we not just all be the same time zone? That would be so much helpful. Yeah, time zones, yeah, the lack of sleep. Sometimes you get some nasty comments, but I've built up a hard shell now. I don't particularly care. People can say whatever, and it's just like, you're probably 13, 12 maybe. You've got a long way to learn, and you just ignore these comments. You just gotta realize the person on the other end of the comment is a keyboard warrior, and you don't care. But yeah, there's some horrible things. Mainly, that's mainly it. There's nothing really bad about it. It's considered the worst of being a YouTuber. Next up, we've got, in general, what story genre do I prefer? I would have to say I'm really big on action. So I like, that's like, it's kind of reflects on the stuff that I watch, TV shows, animes, etc, etc. I'm very big on action, the fast pace, the thrill of it, that kind of thing. Don't mind horror. Horror is a bit of an interesting one. More like comedic horror, that's kind of where I'd go, not the hardcore type horror stuff. Comedic horror is probably more me. But yeah, that's what I'd say for that one. Next question is from Noob127, and it says, who is your celebrity crush? Don't really have one at the moment, if I'm being completely honest. I've got a couple of friends who could name one off the top of their head instantly. But yeah, I don't really particularly have a celebrity crush. I don't watch enough celebrities and TV shows, to be honest, to say they're my celebrity crush. So yeah, I don't really have one. Maybe I do if I thought about it for a while, but no, I don't really think I do. Next up is from Carolyn, one of my voice actors and moderators on Discord. Why Minecraft roleplays out of anything? This actually shows in the second half of this video. I obviously didn't start with roleplays. I started with Pokemon and Pixelmon. Roleplays became a big thing. Roleplays mainly because storytelling. Love being able to tell a story, and it gets people really interested, and some of the stories that some people create, I've noticed this from other creators, the content that they create really gets the audience thinking, and I like that. I like to get people thinking, like, what's going to happen next, asking the questions about it. That's the kind of thing that I do enjoy, and at the moment it's where you guys, it's what you guys want to see, so that's kind of why it's what the audience wants to see. It's what we enjoy doing. Put the 2 and 2 together, you've got yourself a nice sandwich, you've got a nice meat yourself in the middle, and that's pretty much it. We got another question from Rager actually, which is touching towards my second channel a little bit more, but we've got, do you like Fallout 4? Can confirm I've never played any of the Fallouts. And do I plan on playing Sword and Shield, which is the new Pokemon game coming out this year? Yes, I do. The game will be played on my second channel, which is where my Pokemon and Nintendo comment goes. If any of you didn't know I had a second channel, I will try to remember to put it on screen. But yes, we do have a second channel. Pokemon Sword and Shield will be taking place over there, possibly a co-op, like we did with Sun and Moon. And yeah, that content is all on the second channel. Go and check it out if you want to go and see it. But yeah, I do plan to do Sword and Shield when it comes out, and I've never played Fallout. Sorry. Next question, again, is from Kaylee, who is one of my moderators. What is your least favourite Pokemon ever? It's a really difficult question. There's a couple of Pokemon in mind which I have that I do not particularly like. Least favourite ever? That's a tough one. We'll probably go with... Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with a Gen 5 Pokemon, because some of the Gen 5 mons were just horrendous. I just know. Gonna say Maractus. Not a fan. Not a fan. Probably my least favourite. Can't think of anything off the top of my head, that's why, more or less. But hey, I'm gonna say Maractus. The last question that I do have for today is, what is your favourite and least favourite project I've worked on? So favourite, least favourite series I've done, and the most favourite project I've worked on. This is from David. We know who David is. And yes, least favourite series I've probably done. I think this is a double-headed coin, because they both fall... To be fair, they're both the same series. My least favourite project I've done was Tokyo Ghoul, because it took so long to get done, and it just took way too long. Wasn't happy. It was done in 1.7 days. 1.7 was just a nightmare. I had a whole custom mod. The comments made it a living hell for me. Asking for the mod, I would get the question every single day. No, you can't have the mod. But it was also the most favourite project for me to work on. Purely because it was the first big series I did as a roleplay on YouTube. And I've still, yes, not completed many other roleplays. That was the first one I completed. It was the longest span to finish. So I love and hate that series. One might favour the other. But, hey... It's whatever.